know I'm gonna cry. This is not gonna end well. Hello everyone and welcome to this week's video. I am so excited. So we are going to be attempting to complete the Goodreads challenges. I don't know if you guys know this. I'm sure you do, because it's right on Goodreads, but you can obviously set your reading goal for the year on Goodreads, but also every couple months they have these challenges where you can like get a little bookmark for reading like certain kinds of books. So we're gonna go through it. We're gonna pick the books that we want to read. I'll show you guys what I mean. I'm gonna put it up here for you so you can follow along with me. Okay, so we open Goodreads and then you go to your profile, you go to your reading challenge, and then as you can see, there's like a fall challenge thing there, and then we can go to challenge details, and then it gives us all the bookmarks that we still have left to complete. I've gotten 1, 2, 3, 5 of them so far, but there's 12. I cannot count. There's 12 of them. Now, I have gone through these already and kind of given myself an idea of like what each one has, and I can tell you 100% for a fact that I'm not going to read the memoir one, so we'll probably do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 books, maybe. I don't know if I can read that many, but also this week I have a lot more time because it's Thanksgiving, so I don't have as much homework, so maybe we can make that work. That would be really fun. So we're going to start with the first one, which is Hispanic Heritage, and we're going to see what we can find on here. Part of this also is I want to read some of the books from my TBR. So I don't want to just buy books specifically for this. I want to read books from my TBR. So if I don't have it on my TBR and it's on like Kindle Unlimited, or if I can get it for really cheap on my Kobo, then we'll do that. But we're trying to look for books that I already have on my TBR. Alright, so we're scrolling. So the one that I found in this one that I think we're going to read is Immortal Consequences, because I do have this one physically. So I'm pretty sure for this one, the one I want to read is Immortal Consequences because I have that. But also, this one, I don't know what it's called, When the Tides Held the Moon. The cover of this is so pretty, and I'm so intrigued by it. And I'm just a little curious. Maybe we'll read that one because it's a 4.21 average rating. That's pretty good. And I wonder if I can get it on my Kobo for cheap. Maybe. We'll see. But I think I'm just going to end up reading Immortal Consequences, because that is the only one in this category that I have physically. Okay, so the next one we have is Spine Tinglers, which I don't read horror. That is, horror and memoirs are like the two that I literally do not read. You will not catch me reading them. But there is a book in here that I don't think is actually considered horror. Hold on, let me find it. The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. I didn't think this was actually considered horror, but if I am going to complete this bookmark, this is the only book that I'm going to read from that category. I don't know if people love this or not. I don't even know what it's about, but I'm hoping that maybe I can get it on my Kobo for cheap. We'll see. Maybe. If it's like $15, I'm not doing it, but we'll see. Anyways, I think that's the one we're going to read for the horror. And then we have Fiction Faves, and this one I have already picked my book and started reading it, but there's a lot of books in this category that I have physically, so this was a difficult decision. So we have Broken Country, Atmosphere, My Friends, Yellowface, I have that one, and Tomorrow, and Tomorrow, and Tomorrow, and Tomorrow. I have all of those. So this was very difficult because all these books I have been dying to read. But in the end, I ended up picking Atmosphere because I've seen so many people have such an emotional reaction from this book, and I am so curious. I'm only 40 pages in, I think, and I am emotionally attached already, so I think it's gonna make me cry. Alright, the next category that we have, we're skipping memoirs because I'm not doing that, is Native Voices. I don't know what I found in this one, to be honest. I don't know what I have from here, unless I was just thinking I was gonna get one. Oh, you know, this one I believe I was also just betting on getting one because there's a couple books in here that I have wanted to read for a while and I just don't have physically. So we have Firekeeper's Daughter, which isn't Kindle Unlimited, so maybe we'll do that. I found this at Barnes & Noble and I read the back and I was like, oh my god, I want to read that so bad, but I ended up not getting it. I picked other books over it, but the cover of this is also so gorgeous. Maybe this is the one we'll do, because the other one I was thinking about is Berry Pickers, because I saw someone post this one on TikTok and the cover of it is so pretty, and it's based in Maine, and the place that I want to go most in the world is Maine, so I feel like that's a sign that I should read it. Am I digging too deep? Probably, but I'm very intrigued by it. Okay, so that one is still up in the air. I'll decide when it comes down to reading it what I'm more in the mood for. So the next one that we have is bite-sized books, and for that we are going to read, where is it? Alright, we're going to read On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous. This is letters from a son to his mother who cannot read. I got this a little while back and haven't picked it up, but all these books I believe are under 250 pages that are in this category, so we should be able to fly through that one. But these are really fun to scroll through and look at these books that were picked for these. Like all of these categories, you guys should definitely check it out if you're looking for books that you want to read, or maybe if a book that you read is in the category, you'll find a similar book that you might really like. Okay, our last category is Choice Awards. I don't really know how this one works. Alright, well, I can't see anything. The final round begins tomorrow. I don't know if we're going to be able to complete that one because I think it's based on the books that win that category. I know I voted for some books, so I know like My Friends was nominated. If It Makes You Happy was also nominated. I voted for that one, but obviously I already read that. I have a feeling My Friends might win its category. I think it's the fiction category, although there's been a lot of good fiction this year, so we might just read that for the sake of it and see if that will complete that bookmark or not. Anyways, I'm gonna go pull the books that I have physically off my shelf so we can see the TBR that we have so far. Alright, so I've collected the books that I have physically, and I think I decided I am going to read Berry Pickers, so I'm just going to get it on my Kobo because I am the most intrigued by that one, honestly. So we have On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous, Immortal Consequences. There's some cool sprite edges on this one. This actually sounds really interesting. I like small hardbacks. Like this hardback, you can see like a small hardback. I love it. I think it's so nice. I might read this one soon. Ooh, the font's a nice size. Oh, look at the detail on the pages. And then we have My Friends, which I'm just going to read for the Choice Awards one, even if it doesn't count. I still really want to read this, so we'll just read it for that, and hopefully it does count. But I adore his books. I read the Beartown trilogy this summer, and it was so good. And then for the book that I have already started, we have Atmosphere. So far, I am, I believe, 43 pages in, but I am thoroughly enjoying this already. It starts like kind of stressful, like there's something crazy going on in the beginning, and then we kind of go back in time and we learn how our main character has gotten involved with NASA and how she got to where she is now. And this book just makes me happy to be a woman. It's really, really well written. I've only ever read one Taylor Jenkins Reid book, and it was Daisy Jones and the Six. I have The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, but I haven't read that one yet. I feel like I passed the point of when it was super popular. Now I'm just pushing it off. I'm intrigued to see what's going to happen because it says a love story underneath the title, and I'm imagining it's talking about her love for like the stars and space and NASA, and not like a legitimate love story. Not that that's not a legitimate love story, not like a romantic love story. So far we've really just gotten some backstory about her life, who she's friends with. I am a little confused because it calls people either by their first name or their last name, and I feel like I'm imagining 8 different characters instead of 4 because I still don't have a great grasp on who's who. So I kind of am imagining too many people in my head and my brain hurts, but I'm sure I'll get the hang of it pretty soon. Sometimes I have a hard time placing characters, but yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna read a little bit today. We'll see how much we get into it. I do have some stuff to do today, but I want to make a fat dent, so hopefully we can, because this isn't a very long book. It's only 300 pages, and so far I was flying through it because you want to keep going. You're rooting. I'm rooting for this girl so hard. So we'll see. I'm gonna leave this out so I have motivation to read. Leave my little TBR out. And yeah, I will see you guys when I continue reading Atmosphere, which I might do instead of doing my homework right now. Alright, so I've been pretty much reading all day and I am nearly done with this book. I didn't feel myself reading it at all. Hope you guys don't mind, but I have cried multiple times. This book is phenomenal. I have like 40 pages left. Figured you guys would want to watch me read the last few pages because I've seen a lot of people say the ending is crazy, but there's a lot of unexpected things happening. First of all, I didn't realize that it was gonna start so like stressful almost, and then we're flipping timelines, and then now at the end of the book we've caught up to the timeline. Honestly, going into this, I didn't realize how many emotions I was gonna be feeling. I didn't know what I was expecting. I kind of went in blind. I knew we were following a woman working for NASA, but it is so much more than that. Joan and her sister and their complicated relationship, and then her sister's daughter, her niece, her relationship with her is so sweet, and then a legitimate love story going on, which I had previously said, because it says a love story on the cover, that I thought it was talking about her love for the stars, which it is, but there's also more going on, which was so unexpected. And I am having a really good time, and I am terrified for the ending of this. I have a feeling that I know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna sit here, finish this up. I know I'm gonna cry. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it's raining outside and it's making it such a nice ambiance. This book makes me cry so much. It's so sad, but like so sweet. I can't. This is not gonna end well. Okay, I'm in the last 20 pages and I'm scared, but we're gonna do it together, so it's not so bad. This is torture. One of the easiest 5 stars I've ever given. Wow. Okay, I need to give myself some time. I might start reading a new book. I might read Immortal Consequences because it seems like there might be less emotions tied into it, because I can't do more emotions at the moment. Kind of just need some time to myself because, oh my god. That was just heartbreaking. I can't. Right, so I really haven't moved. I'm pretty much in the same spot because I was trying to process that ending of that book for the last like 30 minutes. Not even the end of the book, just the book as a whole. Anyways, I need a distraction, and I don't have like TikTok and stuff on my phone to give myself distraction, so we are gonna pick up Mortal Consequences and see what it's about. I'm hoping I enjoy it. I'm not looking for anything too crazy from this. I just want it to be a good time. And I'm hoping I can find that from this because I need to stop crying from the books that I've been reading. And hopefully this doesn't make me cry. We'll see. I know I said I was gonna read the other book, but I'm literally sitting here and like, I want to pick up Atmosphere. I want to be with these characters again, and I can't. I wish we got more. I want more. I literally could have read like a 500-page book about these characters and these women. I want to keep reading, and there's nothing to keep reading. I'm so sad. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to read anything else tonight, honestly. Okay, so I haven't even talked to you guys since I finished reading Atmosphere, but I did say I was going to start Mortal Consequences, and I didn't really feel much of me reading it because I read it over Thanksgiving and I had a lot of family around, but I did finish reading Mortal Consequences, and I ended up giving this 4 stars because it was actually so good. I didn't go in with very high expectations because a lot of the reviews weren't that great, but I had so much fun. So we're basically following 6 students who are in purgatory. They died and they're in purgatory at a school. They're basically learning how to like use their magic, and every 10 years they have something called a decennial, and one student gets picked to do that. It's usually the person with like the highest marks, like grades in their classes, and school will just pick someone. That means that that person gets to become one of the Ascended, and people want to become one of the Ascended because if you stay in the school for a certain amount of time, you start to experience the forgetting, which is basically when you start losing all of your memories and you lose like your humanity. It takes years and years and years. It's basically how it goes. And also, if someone wins the decennial, they could, instead of becoming one of the Ascended, which means they're kind of like not in charge at the school, but they aren't at risk of the forgetting, and they have like full range of their magic, because when they're just students they don't have access to all of their magic, but when you become one of the Ascended then you get access to all of your magic. Oh, but what I was saying is, instead of becoming an Ascended, they could also choose to go to the other part of the afterlife, and no one knows what happens. They think it means like you kind of just like give up your soul and you're done. There's nothing that's going to happen to you, because when students experience the forgetting, they get stuck in the ether, and they have to guide lost souls for the rest of eternity. So that's like the gist of the book, and then you get 6 point of views, which you think would be confusing, but I don't think it is, because there's 3 pairs of people that you kind of follow that are like always together, so it's easy to figure out who's who and understand people's characters. So Purgatory is a huge place, and the academy is not the only thing in Purgatory. There's people who have left the academy and formed another group, and this group is trying to infiltrate the academy. There's so many things to get revealed in this that I would not have expected, and how truly evil some people are is insane. I'm very intrigued by the next book because this ends on a fat cliffhanger. I'm very excited about it. This was also such a quick read. I read it so fast I didn't want to put it down because there's constantly something going on, something happening. You want to know more, and you want to know why certain things are happening. It's very interesting, and there's still so much that we don't know and that I want to know. So I don't know when the next one is coming out because this came out this year, I believe. Let me look. Okay, on Goodreads it says it's coming out July 28th, 2026. So I will be pre-ordering that because I am so excited, and I would definitely read this. There's the academic aspect to it. It's not super in there because you're mostly following the decennial and the trials that are involved with that, and the secrets being revealed. Quite crazy, and you can't really die. They're already dead, but they can get healed, and it takes like months, and then you'll miss months in the academy, and it's like this whole thing. This was a 4-star read, and I am so excited for the next one. We have 3 more books to choose from. I don't want a very long book because it's the end of school, so finals are going on, and I'm feeling a little overwhelmed, so I didn't want a very long book. So I think I'm going to start on Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous. Super short book. The whole point that it's in the Goodreads categories because it's a bite-sized book. So it's only 242 pages, and it's a letter from a son to his mother who cannot read, and that's basically the gist that I see everywhere. I don't exactly know what goes on, anything at all, but I'm pretty sure I'm probably just gonna read this all tonight. I will chat with you guys when I start reading so we can get some opinions. Okay, so I believe it's been a day or two since I last talked to you guys, and I pretty much finished On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous. I did not enjoy this book. I gave it 2 stars. When I say I pretty much finished, I just mean I got to the last 30 pages and I just did not think it was worth like nearly 30 more minutes of reading. Like, I started off strong with this book and I was actually enjoying it and the story, and then I feel like the author was trying to make too many quotes that people are gonna like take a picture of and post instead of like focusing on the actual story. Like, I was so confused on like some of the metaphors and stuff and how they even really made sense. It was like the author was trying to make something beautiful and it just didn't really apply to the story. I'm upset that I didn't enjoy this. I just don't think it was meant for me. I wouldn't tell people not to read it. I just don't think it's my kind of book. So with that being said, I know I had said that one of the books I was going to read was Berry Pickers, but I need a romance, so I went back into that category. So I found a different book from that category, and it's called Love is a War Song. It sounds like a sweet little romance. So we're basically following a pop star who's going through a scandal, and she escapes to her estranged grandmother's farm, I think? A ranch. She escapes to the ranch. It's a ranch, not a farm. My bad. And there's a man working there and he's teaching her how to respect her roots. It's like a rom-com is what people are describing it, and I think that's exactly what I need because On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous was just not my kind of book, unfortunately. So yeah, I'm gonna start that a little bit later today. Probably gonna be a quick read. I'm just gonna get out my Kobo. So I will update you guys when I start reading that. Later from when I originally talked to you guys, and I'm around 40% of the way through Love is a War Song. I can't exactly remember if I really explained much of what's going on in here. We're following Avery Fox, who is a pop star. She's Native American and that's kind of part of her image, but she's very disconnected from her culture. She's only ever known her mom like as her family. Her mom is estranged from her grandmother who lives in Oklahoma and who is like involved with the Native American community. So Avery did a cover for Rolling Stone and people made it seem like she was like mocking Native American culture, so she got majorly canceled and she was at risk for losing her record label and her deal and all of these things. So her mom was like, okay, I am going to call up your grandmother and you are going to go stay with her in Oklahoma and learn about your roots and fix your image. So she goes to Oklahoma. Of course, her grandmother has workers, and one of the workers is her cousin, another one of the workers is engaged, and another one of the workers is the most handsome man she's ever seen, and his name is Lucas, and he absolutely hates her. He hates her music, he hates what she stands for, basically. They've had a couple like heart-to-heart moments, and they basically strike up a deal where she's gonna help him save the ranch, and he's gonna help her become more in touch with her culture and help her learn about her heritage. Her grandmother isn't gonna let her just live there for free, so she is going through the attic and like cataloging stuff, and that's kind of where I'm at now. I think she's gonna find out a lot more about her family, which is really what she wants to do. And so far I'm devouring it. I've been reading for like maybe an hour and I'm like 40% of the way through. This book is very sweet, it's very quick. I'm not expecting too much from it, but I think it's gonna be just what I need. Obviously Avery and Lucas have feelings for each other, but the first thing her grandmother did when she got there was line up the boys and tell them, don't flirt with her, don't hit on her, leave her alone. But then Avery's thinking in her head, she's like, oh, she didn't tell me not to flirt with them. So yeah, it's pretty fun. Avery is also in charge of cooking breakfast, lunch, and dinner for everyone. She does not really know how to cook, so she's slowly learning, and she also was convinced that everyone like hates her, and she's slowly getting like bits of recognition and like love from people, and it's making her feel good, and it's really sweet. I think that's all I'm gonna end up reading tonight because I have some other things to do tonight, but I'll probably end up finishing this tomorrow because it is very bingeable. Okay guys, so I finished Love is a War Song. I don't remember when I last talked to you guys, but I'm pretty sure I gave you a little update, and then at night I just binged the rest of Love is a War Song. That book was so easy to just keep reading because I fell in love with the characters. They were so cute and I was just rooting for them so bad. There's not like a mystery element, but there's just stuff that we don't know that you want to figure out, like Avery's background and what is the guy's name? Why can't I think of him? I want to say Lucas. Oh, it is Lucas. Okay, all right, look at me go, finally remembering a name. Lucas also, his parents are not the nicest people. They're rich, but they're not nice, and they want him to be a lawyer. And he is perfectly happy with horses. You learn some more about his past and why he feels such a connection to horses and why he's so passionate about the ranch. And also, Avery finally stands up for herself to her mom, which is amazing. I'm so glad there wasn't anything really stupid that happened. Personally, I don't think. And there wasn't a third act breakup, which is my favorite thing ever. I hate when there are third act breakups, especially when they just happen for the sake of happening, not when like there's an actual reason. And of course, there was like a little moment at a bar. Everyone from the ranch went out and this guy wouldn't leave Avery alone. So then Lucas comes over and he's like, do we have a problem? You know how it goes. And I really like that. And then I just had so much fun with this read. I think it could be more of a summer read, but you can really read it whenever if you want like a quick romance. I feel like this is a good book to get you out of a slump because it moves so fast. It's pretty short and it's very fast paced, so you kind of just want to keep reading and see it through, see what's gonna happen. You know, you want the best for Avery and Lucas. I ended up giving this 4 stars. I had such a good time. So we didn't end up reading My Friend, so I think I have 3 badges left that I didn't complete, which is okay. You know, we did a decent amount. We didn't do the spine tinglers, which I said I wasn't going to, and we didn't do the memorable memoirs, which I also said I wasn't going to do. And then the only one we have left is the Choice Awards one. I think I'm going to end up reading that by the end of the year. It's just, you might see it in another video, just not specifically this one, because I do really want to read My Friends, very curious about it, but I know it's going to take me a little bit to get through that, and we just didn't have the time this week, which is fine. We have 9 of the 12 achievements, which I will take. That is good enough for me. We were only ever going to have 10 of the 12, so I will take it. And in other news, I don't know if I already said this, but I hit my Goodreads goal of 50 books, which is very exciting because I haven't hit that the last 2 years, so I'm very proud of myself. Okay, so just to do a little recap from the video, first we read Atmosphere, 5 stars, and More Consequences, 4 stars, On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous, 2 stars, and Love is a War Song, 4 stars. So pretty successful video. I think On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous really just was not meant for me and my reading taste, but I could see how other people would really enjoy it. So that brings us to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.